updates that I've done, and I'm just starting up here as far as showing everything from a higher elevation. But I've gotten a lot of plants put in. I had a few days, almost a week, I guess, of downtime as I was having some issues and still having issues with a tooth of mine, but that'll get resolved in itself later on when I can get to be able to do that. I do have some new updates. I did organize a lot more, trying to get things in a better situation for an even flow across everything that I'm doing to make the process just smoother. Well, let me look from up here. You can see that I planted the double knockout roses along the driveway there. I did have like 3 times the amount that was my overstock that was in the driveway, and I've had a few people inquire about it and met some nice people along the way. So here with the sweet peas, and they're sitting about at 4 foot now. A few of them keep getting snipped by mice, which caused this right here. When you look at it at the very base, it got snipped out, but that's okay. This is something I'm growing strictly for the chickens, and they love it. Same thing with the mustard and turnip greens. I've been fading some of it out and feeding it to the chickens. I know you can let it grow all the way, but I got other things that I'm going to be putting in here, and I've just been feeding the chickens all this stuff that God gives us. And now I got chocolate mint in here as well, and I'm going to implement that across all the way around as a border, but not like taking up the entire thing, because all the empty spots will be tomato plants, the Better Boy tomatoes, and I'm not going to let them get over the height of the railing I got put in for the flowers. However, it'll provide shade once the summer comes for the onions, the chocolate mints, and the other things that I put in here, whether it's basil and whatnot. This is all going to be okra. I've already planted. I tried seeding it, but the last frost killed those off, and so I had a backup reserve. At the same time that I seeded, I had also planted in pots, and so since that seed crop didn't pop up, I went ahead and just planted all the okra in as I wanted it, and I think there's 5 or 6 okra per row. Each row is about 6 feet, 8 feet long, probably 8 feet, because the railing is 8 foot, so it's almost 7 foot then, because it's within inside of it. As you can see, I've got okra right there all the way down. So I got a single row here, a double row here, a double row there, and then a double row there. So I got 3 double rows and a single. Over here, I have the red onion growing on the front side. Looks like something snipped at this one. It didn't do any well. That's okay, I got backups. This is the red acre cabbage that's growing in these sections here, along with chocolate mint. And I don't have the basil in just yet. And then up here on this row, you got the red onion again, as well as mint chocolate mint, and then broccoli on the back line all the way down, and then on the inside you have cabbage all the way down. Now that setup I did with the cattle panels, cutting that up, I'm going to be doing the same thing over here to help structure the plants and mitigate any excess amounts of leaves and you know, making it to where they can't grow within themselves. And it looks like something else had bitten into that one as well. But if it's not going to grow, then I've got backups as well. Same thing with this row as well as this one. And then we got the zucchini. This is one of the biggest of them. I don't really know what to call that one, but we've had issues with birds and mice with the ones in the front that keep eating them all up. And you know what, I've got so many, and I also have backups as well on these, that if these are not you know, if they don't come back, and look, they just ate up this one too that I just put in here after that situation. So I'm gonna let I'm gonna up pot the other ones that are in the smaller cups, and then continue growing them inside the greenhouse, away from, or you know, somewhere, whether it's the shelf. Actually, yeah, I'll probably put it in the shelving over on the other side of the shed. I don't know if I showed this, but I had restructured the entry to the chicken pen, because one, it just got too rain. Every time it rained, it got too muddy, and also something was trying to dig underneath the door over here. So I wanted to make sure that it couldn't do that, as well as all the way around. I've basically, you know, been working at it, and you can see on this side something's been trying to dig, you know, and pulling it this way. So I will eventually dig that out and pour concrete in all the way down. And I opened up the windows so they had more airflow and more sunlight. I kept those windows because, I mean, they're not really, it doesn't need to be changed out. I might end up putting some solar windows on top to help bring in some sunlight. Once I get all the panels organized and moved over, and then I'm going to be using all these panels up here to build the second greenhouse. But this greenhouse most likely will not have a heating system. It'll just be a natural, and will be growing during the winter time the winter crops that are acceptable to the cold climate, whether it be in cabbage and whatnot. I did build an overstock flow right there for the concrete pots that I've been making. However, I've taken a break from that because of my sinuses, you know, had caused having a tooth infection that got really bad. I mean, I swelled up like an apple in the face. And then here's the protected shelving from mice and outdoor elements as far as birds and whatnot. I have some of the sweet potatoes in here because mice will eat them up. They will dig it out and start eating at the sweet potato. I can show you where I had some damage done to some of them. I've already up potted the summer squash. It's looking really good. I've already trimmed them back so they kind of look, well, you can see that one right there, how it has its first leaves. The two round ones on the sides of it. Once those come in, and then you see the others start to pop out, especially when they're big enough like they are now, you can twist those two leaves off on the sides, and that will help promote the growth for it, like this one here, the overachiever, you know. But all the rest of them are doing quite normal. I should probably just move these out of the way to give it more sunlight. Alright. There we go. See, now they got more sunlight. Alright. And I got the cucumbers over here. Backup okra somewhere. Yeah, right there. That's the okra. And there. So I have plenty of okra just in case. And then I'm trying to grow the herbs down here with the parsley, basil, and spinach. But that's, you know, it's slow going. I got to learn more about the herbs. So we come into the greenhouse. There have been some updates to this. Done some painting, and eventually we're going to paint all the walls a dark color to help mitigate the sunlight coming in and bouncing off all the white walls and making it super bright in here for one. I mean, you can blind yourself if you're looking at the walls themselves. But it will help reduce the heat that's intake during the summertime, which will be better for the plants. We got the winter squash is really coming in. This one looks like it's almost ready, and we got these over here. You know, I got that one there. There's a couple others. Those are two male flowers, so that's not going to produce a fruit. And right now we don't have any female flowers. Yeah, just 3 male flowers have bloomed. I've got to pollinate the tomato plants again today, but I'm getting all the beds ready to put the jalapenos in. These here I just learned, which is really simple. I've done nothing but one thing to these. These are the beefsteak tomatoes. They came from these plants here. I don't remember which ones I took them off of. However, so what I did was I came over, and I gotta fix this though. I came over and let's see, where can I find it? All right, here we go. See, this is a young new sprout, new shoot, right? And it came up once on one of those. Once this gets to about another 3-4 more inches, I can cut that off, just right down here somewhere, and then just stick it right into the soil, water it, make sure that soil stays moist, and then, you know, what I did was, for the first few days, I would put it in some kind of shade with a little bit of light. And that covered it, you know, for the shade, but still gave it a little bit of light to continue on. And this one here, now you can take these off to help get with the root growth, and then let this continue on, which I probably should go ahead and do, but I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, I'm still new to this, but anyways, they will grow new plant, and those are going to be for my neighbor. But eventually I probably want to put one here, one there, all the way through the middle of these two sections, so it helps provide the shade for the jalapeno plants and the bell pepper plants once they middle of the summer comes and the sun is beating down on them more so. I brought these over here. I've reorganized all this stuff down all the way down this line, and I got the jalapenos, I got basil, bell peppers, and then I got the aloe vera. These are all young pups of the aloe vera plant that we've had that's in the screened in porch. And I don't know about these daffodils. They ain't doing nothing for me, and I think I didn't focus on them at all. Potatoes are almost ready. They should be ready by the end of this week, and I will harvest them and see what we get. Hopefully it's pretty good. The last few times it wasn't very very well off. These are columbine or caterberry flowers, and they did have a lot of growth on them, but surprisingly, for some reason, I believe the mouse just eradicated the leaves just to eat something. But, you know, I guess he couldn't get to this or something. Anyway, here's what the mouse was doing when I didn't have this thing covered over the top of that. And then I put mouse traps all the way around it. I mean, I ain't playing around with these mice, because this is what they did. They came in and chewed out all the sweet potatoes. Basically, that one's fine, that one's fine, and that one's fine. But, you know, 4 of them. And that's just annoying to have to deal with. But what I do is, I come in, and let's say I want to cut this one off, right? Well, it's already, if you could see, the little white hair, or well, the white roots is what they are. Once those start coming in, you can just cut this out, or you can cut it up here, somewhere up in here, and then let it start a new shoot. And so you take this clipping, and then you take it over here, and I have a jar of water, and it's all rainwater for me in here, and I just put them in here. I've already just planted the ones that were in here. However, so these have been here for probably about 3, maybe 4 days, and as you can see, they are rooting. So you can put them in the ground at this stage. Right now I'm still trying to figure out where all I want to put all of them. But these 4 batches, and there's about 10 slips in each one. These will get put in probably on the back line over there, or spread out in the flower garden as a cover crop. But and then I still have all these randoms that I don't know what they are, and I've got I pulled up some of the blackberry vines, and I've got them in here. I basically know where they're at, but I mean, I haven't really organized enough. These are all the rose clippings from the front, and the double knockout roses, and all I did was just put them in soil, and then there's a little bit of water in there, and again, that also is rainwater from the pond, so they should be doing really well. But that takes about a month, if I remember correctly, from experience. And these bigger vines, I've never propagated them, but I'm gonna give it a try. And I usually go with the younger vines, the newer vines, to create new ones. I didn't take off the thorns, which I probably should have, but anyway. Let's see. Lavender hasn't done very well for me this year. And then here's the pond. Also got it painted blue. My girlfriend painted that. And then you can see all the new growth on these plants. I don't know what the name of it is anymore, I forgot. But they're coming in pretty nice, and they were almost dying. I bought them on clearance, and I really didn't do much to them other than try to take care of them, and they came back, so that's good. I think that's all in here for now. Eventually I'm going to take that all the blackberry vines out and take those 2 gates out, and take all that stuff out that's in the back, and probably make a on this end, run a like a tank over here, build a tank, water tank reserve for rainwater, and then use that inside the greenhouse and then the one that's going to be on the outside will be for the outside area. Let's see. I'm gonna take y'all over to the flower beds and show you that setup. I'll show you everything that's going on over there. I'm starting to clear that out a little bit. I've started this here, and I got to dig this out, all this mulch out, and restructure that and level it. And then once we put in the footing for the greenhouse around this, then I'll have a framed in area and more to work with as far as knowing what to put in. I did put in a dog washing station. You know, just figured why not. It'll bring out the look a little better. So I went from that corner and I just brought it all the way out here, and then eventually I'll probably get it all the way to connect with the the flower bed, or the raised bed here, basically lot 2. I call this the greenhouse, that back there is lot 1, and this is lot 2. And then, but yeah, I've just had put all these plants in. The pineapples are coming out really well, the strawberries, all the plants in the pergola area. I have the carrots. Those were seeded on T15. And I got all these plants in here, more pineapples, and I got those on clearance because they were almost dead, and I brought them back. Again, I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to flowers. But then I got also, well, looks like something's been digging into these. Yep. Okay. Well, those were the climbing flowers, and I was gonna have them come up over through the greenhouse all the way along this side, but literally something, yeah, just those. I don't understand. Okay. I gotta get, well, we're getting some new owls statues to combat these birds that keep sniffing. Okay, well, they don't want me to have flowers then, or whatever. Yeah, they ate all those up too. What is going on here? Alright, whatever. We'll figure something else out. Oh, I do have the banana plant coming in that was over here. Coming back, and then the elephant ears are all coming in real nice. There's more bananas over there. The banana plant, I got canices, gladiuses, and stargazers all in here with the blackberry vines, and they're already, you know, producing blackberries, but they're starting new shoots everywhere, and so I'm gonna have them running up all these wrought iron parts of the fence. And that one was seeded on 115. You get the figs coming in now. I'm letting this grow right now, and all of these here, by the end of the year, probably around October, maybe November, I'm gonna cut them and then use them to propagate new fig trees. However, this thing's just coming in really amazing. Yeah, it's just looking really awesome. So here's the new setup for over here. These are blue moon roses all the way down. They're young. I'm gonna propagate them and get it to where they go all the way to almost to the bird bath on both sides. So this is gonna be full in blue moon roses, and they come out pretty nice. This one has purple on it, but I've seen some others with the pink, yellow, and reddish looks to them. from that plant and the other one. Again, we had the strawberries in here. I've been neglecting them a little, but they've been getting water. But there's a lot of fruit on them that I need to pick and eat. So here we go with the front side of the pond. We got all these pineapples. You got little elephant ears, palm trees, and that one did not survive. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna survive. This one's bringing in new growth, and they're supposed to be in full sun with keeping water on them. But I might have to look into this one. I don't know what's going on. So we got over here. These are a lot of the house plants, but I still don't know what that's called. I like it, and I found out it was a runner, and I had a perfect setup for it. More house plants that are still in here that they're doing really well. These are the vases that I had made from the casting, and then I made these posts as well. Got a lot of climbers and flowers growing. I'm going to have them attached to the corners, but I'm not going to let them go over the railing. There's a philodendron, some type of elephant leaf. There's that one, and then one over here. But the one over here has a weed trying to grow in through it. So if you look, technically this right here is a new, okay, hang on. Technically this is a new pup right there. Possibly right there as well. But I'm gonna let them grow in and see how well they grow, and then if I need to separate them, I'll separate and get new ones. I already got 2 baby pups in the greenhouse that are growing, and all of these have flying saucer morning glories that are in there, and they're gonna climb up everything on these wrought iron chairs, and that there, the bird feeder. I'm wondering how well that's going to look. It's going to have a bluish looking flower to it. In here we have the black beauties in the back. They're black beauty tomatoes, along with the sweet baby watermelons in the back, one on each side, and then a yellow crimson watermelon in the center, and that's going to run that direction and on the back side. We got the basil coming in, the cabbage, the kale on top. That one got ate at, so it's not doing anything, but I do have backups. And then we got the sweet potato, the Japanese, the ones that I was just showing, the Japanese purple sweet potatoes growing in on the sides. And they're gonna be draping down on the sides of the whole bed to help basically keep in the moisture. So they're going to be like a cover crop in the sense of protecting the moisture from evaporating too much. We got cannas in the back, black lily cannas, and then more of the chocolate mint. I'm going to probably separate what's in these bins, this one and the 2 down there. I'm going to separate that out and put it in the other beds in lot 2. Maybe along the chicken pen. That would help deter mice and rodents and hopefully, you know, deter those and aphids and whatnot. But there's nothing going to be growing over there other than they will really help reduce the smell over there too. I have 3 of these beds, and they all had the same design in each one of them with the plants that I described. They will trellis up, and I'm probably gonna make it to where both the tomato plants, once they get high enough, are going to connect together to keep each other held up. And I want to see what that kind of looks like too. These things are supposed to drape down, and I don't think they provide any flowers or anything. But I'm not planting those in the ground. They are perennials, and they come back every year. However, I'm going to take them down from out here and put them in the greenhouse when that time comes. Over here we have the lemon cucumbers, and I know it's kind of, I mean, the arch was not the greatest, but anyway, you shouldn't see it once all these vine up it and start producing the fruit. However, it is pretty strong, so it should be able to be capable of holding the fruit from it, which will be the lemon cucumbers. We're already starting to get growth from the ginger, as you can see right there, and there's a little bit on that one. I don't know how many of them are actually starting to sprout, but we have a ton of ginger to grow and a ton of turmeric. Trying to implement that into the flower garden, because they do produce a really nice flower on it. So it's about mix of food in here and just floral decor. We got the dahlias out here, and I've been connecting them to the stakes that I put out there. Oh man, something happened here and it broke. Alright, I can fix that. Sorry, I had to fix one of the flowers. Give me a moment. Almost done. There we go. That looks better. Hopefully that'll help. Alright, so we also have the double knockouts that are all the way down this way, and they're coming in pretty nice and having new growth and also producing a lot of flowers. We got the gardenia azaleas in the front of them, and I probably need to water them today. I didn't water anything yesterday because I was trying to let because it was going to be cold last night. It was like down to 42, and the night before was 44. But that's the last, hopefully the last cold snap, not freeze snap, but cold snap that we had. So we should be good now with it. The turmeric is down there, and we also have more climbing plants. There's guava over here, and there's an avocado right there. So, and then I trimmed the plum trees, yes. And I'm gonna cut this one off right here that's sticking out towards the yard. I just didn't have cutters that were big enough for that branch. They're coming in really nice. These over here are the apricot nectars is what they call them. They're roses as well, but this is the flower that they produce, and it's a pretty nice flower. It hasn't fully opened up yet, but it gets pretty big, about the size of your hand, once it's fully open. And every time, once one has finished, you just come over and pull that off, and then it'll start out new shoots and create new growth for them. But here's a better view of the pergola. There's more strawberries over there because I just don't know what to do with it all. And then we'll come up here and get a better angle and view of everything going on. But that's all I have for today. Well, everyone have a good day. How do I? Oh.